Hello to our Shar Shemayim community. I'm standing here in these hours before Shabbat, right outside the Shar, right outside our Shar, right outside our house of prayer and house of learning and house of gathering, outside the doors of the gates of the Shar meaning the gates of heaven, Shar HaShemayim. And it was these doors and these gates that were approached, and they thankfully were locked when the man tried to enter and then defaced and then defiled and then wrote those horrible symbols on our doors, and with gratitude to God and with gratitude to the many who were involved in the security response, in particular our security guard Alex, our beloved security guard Alex, who acted heroically. With so much gratitude, we were able to escape any harm to our building, and most importantly to anyone inside our building or our schools, and for that we are very, very grateful. The gates, of course, are quite symbolic in our tradition, and they're quite symbolic in this moment. The Mishnah speaks about something called a Beit Sha'ar, which is a gate that people would build around their properties, and the Mishnah has conversations about who shares expenses for a shared gate, and then the Talmud says, wait a second, are you telling me that a gate is a good thing? But we have a story, we have a tradition about Elijah the prophet, who used to visit a particular man until that man put up a gate. And once that gate was put up, Elijah stopped visiting. And the Talmud answers, no, it matters what kind of gate you put up. That man put up a gate in the interpretation of Rashi, which I'll read to you right now. Rashi says the kind of gate that person put up meant that ha'ani tzoek, that a poor person would be standing outside. It was such a gate that separated them from the world outside, that a poor person would be standing outside and crying out for help, and they wouldn't be able to hear inside. The gates that we have to put up, the doors, the barriers that we must put up in our society and outside our beloved institutions. These have to be gates that keep us safe and keep us secure. And we will be doing security reviews, and we will be analyzing how to make sure that we remain safe and that everyone who walks into our building, everyone who approaches, everyone who's part of our community is not threatened by the hateful act of a few individuals. However, the important lesson is that whatever barrier we build has to ensure that we remain connected to the outside, that we remain connected to our communities that surround us. Because that's been a beautiful part of this past week, has been hearing from our community, and by our community, that's been the world. That's been our community here in Westmount, that's been our community in Montreal, that's been hearing from people all across the world, words of support for our community. We are here with you, and that means a great deal personally. It's meant a great deal to read these messages, and I know for our community as well, to hear from those with whom we share a covenant of faith, those in our tradition, other rabbis, other clergy around the world. We've heard from those with whom, in the words of Rabbi Sachs, we share a covenant of fate, our co-religionists, those with whom we're not the same religion, but have reached out to us in friendship, in brotherhood and sisterhood, and offered us their support, those leaders of other faiths. We've heard from political leaders from all different areas of government, and that's meant a great deal to us. There has been a groundswell of support, and one of the expressions of that support was that people have made donations to the Shar and made donations to Shar Cares. And of course, we're going to turn around and use those funds to support those in need in our community and to continue our work with the homeless shelters downtown, as we've been providing for the last many weeks. We've been providing weekly lunches for resilience and for Shei Daris. And we're going to ensure that the gates we build both keep us safe and keep us secure, as they did this past week. And for that, we will always be grateful, and to ensure as well that those gates always allow us to hear the cries of need and the cries of help and the cries of solidarity that are coming from the world around us. I want to thank our community for your words of support and for experiencing this moment in such a deep and such a compelling way together with us. And I want to offer you our blessings and our love at this time. And everyone should have a Shabbat Shalom. I don't know that there's been a week in a long time in which we've needed Shabbat in such a profound way. Shabbat Shalom. Be well, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay connected.
Shabbat Shalom. It's been a difficult week around here. Shabbat is a welcome diversion from the news, both foreign and domestic. It's a time to contemplate what we really search for in life: peace. Every evening, we say the words Hashkivenu Hashem Elokeinu LeShalom, V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu LeChayim. God, allow us to rest, to lie down, to revive ourselves in a blanket of peace. And then allow us to rise up again in life. I know that I'm looking forward to all of that this Shabbat. Not just for myself and my family, my Shar family, my American family, for the entire world. This setting of Hashkivenu by Edward Birnbaum comes from the communities that saw destruction far worse than we should ever know here in Montreal. It was performed as part of our Sacred Echoes commemoration in 2015. I never imagined that I would be offering it as a soothing balm for a horrible event that occurred in our own four walls. But I am this week. So, embrace those you love, pray for peace, and work for peace. Be safe and be healthy. Shabbat Shalom.
Hashkivenu Hashem Elokeinu LeShalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu LeChayim Feros aleinu sukat shelomecha v'takeneinu b'etzah tova milefanecha v'hoshienu Shemecha Lehagen Badeinu Lehaser Me'aleinu Oyer Dever V'cher V'rav מלפנינו ומאחרינו ובצל כנפיך Matilenu